Are you the builder of the local fortress?
Nun, sonst wäre ich ja nicht hier.
I was interested in your building. It must be awfully difficult to think up and calculate everything correctly, eh?
Ja, das ist nicht einfach. But unfortunately, this is just an ordinary pile of stones with a little mortar.
You seem to be a bit grumpy. Are there some problems with the construction?
Nein, nein, not at all. Quite the opposite.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Wenn du das sagst, Junge.
What? Aren't you glad your work is going well?
Soll ich mich darüber... Jeder dahergelaufene Dummkopf could build a thick wall with a shingled roof. I did not need to travel half the world to stack stone on rock here.
How is such a fortress built? Must be difficult, eh?
For a commoner, certainly. But I am a master. Compared to those, this is a complete waste of time.
So you're doing this out of duty?
Out of necessity. I have to make a living somehow since those ignoramuses threw me out of Kuttenberg.
Threw you out? I'm sorry, but I'm not from the city, so...
But you've heard about the construction of St. Barbara's Church, right?
I've heard something about it.
Just heard? Mein Gott, high arches, slender pillars, carved, simply a truly wonderful building. Or at least it would be if they let a real map.
How is such a fortress actually built? What needs to be done first? And who pays for it?
Oh, now, you're asking too many questions.
Why? Is it a secret?
Nein, everyone here knows the fortress belongs to the highborn Anna von Wallen. She inherited the local estate from her husband, a wealthy miner. But she has many relatives who do not want her to keep that wealth. Are you not perhaps one of them?
No, not at all. I'm hearing about it all for the first time.
So why do you keep asking such stupid questions?
I was just walking by and your building caught my interest.
Oh, wenn das...
How much does it cost to build such a fortress?
Like this one? The stone is local, but the wood is expensive. That's because most of it is used for the mining purposes.
And the miners are willing to pay quite a bit for it, eh?
Exactly. So we have to import wood from the Sassau forest, where it's much cheaper. Unterm Strich, such a structure costs the yield of 4 villages for 10 years in advance. As a carpenter, you'd have to work for 2.
I'm interested in the construction of that cathedral you were talking about. Tell me...
Wie bitte? Do you really have to rub salt into a...
I'm sorry. I didn't know it made you so angry.
Angry? It could have been my Lebenswerk, my life's work. If that despicable Hungarian king did not come and dismiss the whole city council, I could be building and not this stupid and meaningless fortress. Such a beautiful church. No
And what makes it so special?
It has a magnificent layout and the most perfect geometry with the weight distribution on the axis is so precise that the presbytery can be up to twice as high as in other churches. One narrow column next to another, and between them, unbelievably high windows. There'll be as much light in... It will seriously be a... Das Gewölbe. The vault will rise 20 klafter above the heads of the faithful...
That sounds really spectacular.
Yeah. I almost fulfilled my dream.
How is a fortress built? I've never seen it.
Das ist ganz einfach. Compared to a church or cathedral, it's quite primitive. Using a triangle and a cross, you measure the corners of the building and have the foundations dug down to solid rock. Then you will invite the Steinmetze, the stonemasons, who will supply the shaped stones for the masons. Der Stein. The stone is usually broken directly in the future fosse. Thus, you logically kill 2 birds.
I understand. The bigger the castle, the deeper the fosse.
Ja, genau. The stones for the doors, windows and walls is more difficult. In addition to the masons, you also need a construction carpenter to build them scaffolding.
What does that word mean?
Die Schreinerarbeiten, that's what we call the roof trusses, stairwells, galleries, simply. And then you also need a roofer to cover the roof with shingles or thatch. And a dyer to mix the interior plaster and stucco.
Well, that's really something. So many crafts trades, all for just one building.
Yeah, ganz. If you want to enjoy fame, you have to make churches, cathedrals, and altars.
My humble respects. What do you need, sir?
What's new here at Malashov?
Nothing much. If you're looking for a job...
Do you sell horses here?
Aye, that's me. And I also clean hooves when I really pick a horse and bring me the coin. Simple.
Did you say you also exchange horses?
As long as it's not some nag, I'll take the value off the price of the new one. And who knows? If you've got any... I hope you've had a good look at the horses, because we don't give any refunds. Well, did you?
Of course.
So, which one do you want?
I've changed my mind. Tell me something about the stables here in Malashov.
The Ruthards always set great store by having stables with a wide range. Whether they were palfreys or workhorses, we had a place for them. But the new lords want Malashov to mainly offer show horses, meaning palfreys, and between you and me, they have no idea that the Hungarian blood of a dextrarium doesn't mix well with the Italian blood of a palfrey. So when some nobleman visits us here, they're amazed, but what can you do? The Malashov stables mean strong, healthy horses. That's the way it has to be, even if it were ruled by the Careful.
What are you doing here?
My respects.
How can I help you, sir?
I'd like to buy a new...
Excellent.
Tell me a bit about Erdl.
He belonged to a Transylvanian nobleman who besieged Kuttenberg with... But the poor bloke died from some kind of ulcers. So the horse came into our safekeeping through von Berghoff. He's a brave, courageous horse. He's got a strong gait, a real equistex. I reckon it'd be funny if someone on King Wenceslas' side bought him and chased those fucking Transylvanian cumans out of our country on him.
I like the look of Erdl. Do you accept?
More. I can accept that.
Here you are then.
There. Now you're the proud owner of a Malashov horse. Come on, we'll saddle him up for you, and I'll teach you how to call him.
So, do you still have no regrets about how things turned out?
Why should I have? That bitch deserved what she got. And she even thought what she did was a righteous thing. Oh, it makes me want to cry. And kill her again.
Once was enough. The girls have been avenged, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
I suppose so, but I don't feel the satisfaction I expected. I feel a bit relieved that it wasn't because of me that Alice died. Although, in a way, it's almost worse. She died because of some mad woman.
I know, but look at it from the other side. You were the instrument of God's punishment. And nobody else is going to die because of that hag anymore.
True. But how am I alone the instrument of God's punishment? Without you, we wouldn't have found out anything. So once again, thank you very much, Henry.
I don't understand how you always get people to tell you anything you want.
We women have it in our blood.
What, spying?
No, you rogue. Knowing how to listen. And also how to size people up.
It'd be good to learn a few tricks from you.
All right, but it'll cost you. I won't trouble myself with you for free.
How do you manage to get in anywhere you want, and nobody finds you suspicious?
You just need to know people, as well as their stupid prejudices. You also have to be bloody brash and...
You'll have to explain that to me.
Listen up there. So what's it gonna be? It's filthy again. Damn it.
I have not changed my answer. I will not sell you the rights to my mines. Not today, not tomorrow, nor in 100 years. You will not get your hands on my silver.
You forget, I have influential friends. If you won't sell the mines, you'll lose them. Just like Malashov. Along with your life, if you defy me.
Mind your step. Two can play that game. Did you really think that I didn't know you were stealing the royal silver, eh? When your self-proclaimed king finds that out, your head will be on the chopping block.
Seize that traitor!
Not another step.
You'll get yours too, turtle dove. What are you waiting for? Can't you see? They're threatening the Royal Mint Master!
He's one of them! Get him! We'll get you out!
You got him!
You're no match for us! Kill him! We should have fucking stayed out of there!
Come in!
You'll pay for that! From behind!
Come at him! He's got no chance alone! I'll hack your ass off! Come on!
Damn. They gave me a going over. Good thing you showed up, lad.
You alright, sir? Looks like you took some hits.
It's just a scratch.
Papa! My God! You're hurt!
I'm all right. What the hell was that, Rosa?
I saved your life. Didn't you notice?
We would have been in the right if you hadn't taken the shot. Now we have the blood of the king's men on our hands. Do you have any idea what this means?
Was I supposed to let one of Sigismund's lackeys insult us in our own home?
And you thought this was a better solution?
You know what? Let's just leave it be. I don't want to argue in front of the young man here. Apologies for the mess, stranger. There aren't usually so many corpses strewn about our courtyard.
I should be the one apologising. Some of it is my handiwork.
It won't be your concern, though. I promise. We'll call the guards and tell them what happened. That Ulrich Vavak and his men attacked us for no reason.
You think that will make them let us off the hook?
Not for free. But knowing young Plimo, the commander... But back to you, lad. Who are you? And why have you graced us with your visit?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, squire to Lord Capon of Perkstein.
Pleased to meet you. Conslin Routard. And this feisty creature here is my daughter Rosa.
Like father, like daughter.
Why did your master send you to me, Henry?
He didn't, sir. Unfortunately, he's in enemy captivity.
We're sorry to hear that.
But I plan to rescue him. And I believe you can help me with that.
We can? How?
Lord Capon is held at Malashov.
Our Malashov? I don't envy him. I was planning on fixing the roof before they took it from us. It's full of leaks. I doubt its new master will lift a finger to do anything about it. But tell me, why would I met...
Well, we all stand on the same side. Against Sigismund.
That is undoubtedly true. I don't like that ginger bastard either. Especially since his people started sticking their fingers in my coffers. But to get involved in something as dangerous as freeing a captured nobleman in a territory conquered by Sigismund?
We have to do something to help.
Dangerous? It's madness. What if somebody finds out?
Nobody will know.
You haven't been in Kuttenberg for long. I'd only end up with my head on the chopping block. And I don't even want to think about what they'd do to Rosa.
That's true. As long as Vavak's breathing down our necks, we have to be careful.
Who is he, anyway?
Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus. The new mint master appointed by Sigismund himself. He's had it in for us ever since he took over the office. He's been pressuring me to hand over my mining rights. It seems he'd like to see me reduced to a beggar. And now we've killed his men. The king's men. I'll have to reach deep into my pocket to get out of that. Like Rosa said, lad, as long as Vavak is around, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
Then let's get rid of Vavak. He must have some weakness, right?
There may be one. It's obvious Vavak is getting richer than his office warrants. There are rumors going around that he's stealing the king's silver. He even uses it to mint counterfeit groschen, using a fake die. If Sigismund were to find out, he'd have him executed at once, regardless of his noble blood.
But you need evidence to make such an accusation, right?
Exactly.
But how do we find it?
Some of the silver goes missing somewhere along the way to the mint, and we have to find out where.
Find out? But how? They don't let just anyone into the mines and smelting works.
You're right. Only authorized people are allowed in. My friend Peter of Pisek. They ousted him from the Mintmaster's office, but his brother Christian remained in the Italian court. He wanted to become the Mintmaster himself, but because of Vavak, he had to settle for the steward's office. He hates him even more than we do.
And that's saying something.
Christian and I were just talking about his suspicions. He'd welcome any dirt you can dig. If you go to him and ask for help on my behalf, I'll help you free Lord Capon in exchange for evidence of Vavak's fraud. That's fair, isn't it?
All right. It's a deal. I've already met Peter of Pisek, and I know he can be trusted. Let's hope the same goes for his brother.
Excellent. You'll find Christian and Horshan at the estate near. Tell him the password, via argentum, the pot of silver. He'll know who he's. But be careful, both of you. This is our last chance to stop Vavak.
We'll be praying for you.
Get out of my sight. Clear off. Stand here all day. I don't care.
Always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Whoa, whoa.
God be with you, my friend.
God be with you. I got this job from Ulrich von Neuhaus.
But I can make sure he knows how you run the place. That's the 5th yucca who got scrushed in here.
This is some jiggery-pokery.
Be quiet. And now clear off. You have no...
You're a Christian of Pisek?
I am. What do you need?
Kunzlin Ruthard sent me about via argentum.
I see. but I'm afraid I don't have good news for Sir Kunzling. I haven't made much progress regarding the matter we discussed. I just don't have the time to investigate. I'm always needed somewhere, and there's always someone
Have you found out anything at all?
just rumors. And those are useless. What's your name?
Henry.
All right. Listen up, Henry. Nobody can know I'm looking into it. It's a very dangerous game. If Sir Kunzling trusts you, you could help me in my investigation.
Well, that's actually why I'm here.
Excellent. Excellent. You don't happen to come from a family of miners or smelters, do you?
My father was a blacksmith.
It's a fine craft. But it won't teach you much about silver mining and processing. I'll be happy to tell you everything you need to know. Now, follow me, please. We need to talk somewhere in private.
My humble respects.
Where should I start looking?
Straight to the point. I like that. We know for a fact the silver must be getting lost somewhere on its way to the mint. That means it would be best to discreetly inspect all operations and find out where the problem is. First of all, you should ask miners from every shift how many corves they mine in a day. After that, we'll compare the numbers to the mine record books and see.
But the yields aren't the same every day, right?
True. That's why we have to focus on one particular day. For example, the other day, on the Feast of St. Petronilla, Foreman Fett was beaming and bragging to me about how much it helped.
Won't they be suspicious if I ask those kind of questions?
Of course. You'll have to proceed with the utmost caution. Nevertheless, the miners are a strange bunch. They might not be very forthcoming at first, and they have an odd way of speaking. Like calling each other Sonny, however old they are. But you'll hear for yourself. You should pretend to be really interested in them, and maybe they'll open up to you. You could be a scholar writing a treatise on silver mining, or perhaps a nobleman interested in buying a mine. Or just say I'm your distant uncle who's initiating you into the ins and outs of my job.
I reckon I could pose as a curious scholar.
Suit yourself. Just don't change your stories, but to the point. Each day, 3 shifts work in the shaft. Each has its foreman, or gaffer, as they say. The first shift is led by Frank, the second by Paul, and the third by Samko. You'll have to ask each one of them how many corves they... Samko's hewers should be off work now. You'll find the other 2 shifts in the mine. Take this, so the guards will let you in. It's a letter of safe conduct bearing my seal, allowing you free movement within the mine.
And what are you going to do?
I'll return to the estate to do my job. What else? Once you find out how many corves the 3 shifts mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla, return to me. And don't forget, don't...
Who owns the silver that's mined here?
All the silver in the Kingdom of Bohemia belongs to the king, whether it's above ground or still below it. Though I'm sure you understand, the king has a lot on his mind, and he can't be expelled, so he leases out the mining rights to his tenants. It's called the Burgergal. There's a lot of money in it. The tenants have to pay the king, and the king also receives a share of the pure silver. That's the royal tithe.
What is this path of silver, anyway?
It's the whole process, from digging the silver ore out of the ground and processing it, to minting silver coins. Silver is found in ore veins underground. The pitmen mine it, the chief foreman of a gallery counts the corves, and the assayer... The raw ore goes to the smelter, where it's crushed in a stamp mill, before roasted ore goes to the furnaces, where it's smelted into raw and then pure silver. Silver is then cast into rods, about as thick as your little...
Can any silver get lost?
It can. And unfortunately, it does happen. It may be a capital offence, but even that won't deter everyone. Most often, a pitman tries to smuggle pieces of ore under his... Nevertheless, the entire path of the silver, from the ore beneath the ground to minted coins, is closely guarded. So if someone is stealing large quantities, they must have it pretty damn well figured out.
Who checks the royal share?
The royal mintmaster and his subordinates are responsible for collecting the royal share. That is why every step of the path of silver is monitored and recorded. The smelting works owners don't have to be monitored as closely, since they buy the ore from us. It's in their best interest to get the highest possible yield after deducting the royal share.
Who makes money from all this?
The thing is, everyone does. Pitmen get paid for mining in the shaft. Mine operators get paid for raw ore. The smelters then smelt everything, sell the pure silver. The silver rubs off on the hands of anyone who even touches it. But there's still enough left over for the king.
Who owns the mines?
The king grants mining rights to his loyal subjects. And these leaseholders can rent out their privilege. All sorts of people operate mines in Kuttenberg. Nobility, rich burghers, even the monastery. In fact, anyone with enough money to pay for new shafts to be dug can share in the proceeds.
Who's responsible for the mines?
The mines and the mint are supervised directly by the royal mint master, Ulrich Vervark von Neuhau. As the steward, I'm his direct subordinate. I oversee that everything runs smoothly on his behalf. Then come the chief foreman, then the other foreman, and finally the ordinary pitmen in the shaft. We follow the path of silver until the moment an ore merchant buys the ore from us and takes it to a smelter.
How much do the mines pay to the king?
That depends on whether it's a royal mine or a mine in the hands of a mining guild.
I thought all mines were owned by the king.
That's right. But it's much more profitable for the king to grant mining rights to rich mine operators. They bear the cost of mining themselves and pay him a share. The king receives 1/3 of the profits from his own mines, but only 1/5 from the leaseholders. That's how he gets what's his from all the mining.
What about the other 2/3 of the profits from the king's mines?
Those go towards the costs, of course.
Who's responsible for the smelting works?
They have their own owners. They buy ore from us and smelt it into pure silver. Then they deduct the royal tithe, and they can... And not just silver. Processing the ore yields a variety of other materials that can be sold just as well.
What happens in the smelting works?
Each smelting shop has a stamp mill, a roasting pit, and a smelting furnace. The stamp mill is used to crush the ore into small... After that, the crushed ore is roasted in a roasting pit to... Finally, everything is smelted in a furnace to separate the pure silver.
So it's processed similarly to steel for smithing?
Yes. But in steelmaking, you don't have to weigh and record every step thrice.
How are groschen made from the silver?
The royal share from the smelting works goes to the mint in the Italian court. There, the coiners hammer it out into silver sheets for cutting the coin blanks. Then, in the Italian court's preghouse, our minters cut out and punch new groschen.
How many mints are there in total?
Only the main one is left, the one in the Italian court. There used to be more of them throughout the kingdom, but King Wenceslas II united them all. It was he who contributed the most to the rise of the and of course, his...
By the way, I've had the honour of meeting your brother, Peter.
Well, well. Small world.
He was a great help to us at Suchdol.
Even though we had some... disagreements, I respect him for everything he succeeded in doing. If it weren't for him, I'd never have been able to do what I do.
God. Looks like a bloody expensive horse. I don't feel much like moving somehow.
Are you Foreman Samko?
Aye, I am. And who's asking?
My name is Henry. I'm a student from Prague, and I'm writing...
Why should I care? Didn't you see?
Sir Christian told me to ask about anything that interests me, and that you'll tell me.
Ah, Sonny, I'm so tired. I wouldn't mind having a game of dice, but then I'll tell you everything. What'd you say?
All right, let's do it.
See? Kidder.
Come on then, show us what you can do, unless you're playing for the first time. My God.
Great game, Sonny.
Now will you tell me what I want to know?
Aye, ask away.
What is the work of a miner about?
Aye, that's a good question, Mara. Mostly about oaken. Any yakker will tell you that. But proper rest is even more important than graft. You're as weak as a midgie without it.
So how do you rest?
Depends. Some have a kip. Some a swally. Some go whoring. As for me, I play dice.
How do you mine ore?
Either we're on hard rock, and then no one's hewing shit. Or we're hewing, only then there's not much silver in the ore.
How much do you make doing this?
Don't even get me started. The chink's bad, and it's getting worse.
How many cores did you mine on, say, the Feast of St. Petronilla?
I can tell you exactly. All the yakkers were working, and we were getting along nicely. We managed to hulk 34 corves without skimping on hame time. First time in ages, that was.
That's all I need to know.
If you need out else, feel free to drop by.
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
Good to see you.
That's long closed, and at the Snicket, my lamp went out 3 times in 2 days.
I can. That'd make me think twice as well.
That's not all, but when I finally got my lamp going again, there was a mouse there.
Foreman Frank?
What you looking for, Sonny? Can't you see we're hewing?
Sir Christian of P6. I'm a student at the university in Prague.
I didn't know you scribblers were interested in... But you can't just amble around. You'll count your creels.
I just have a few questions.
The more we gab. But make it snappy, man. What do you want to know, like?
What is the work of a miner really about?
What's it about? Bugger all, kidder. No great. We gans through the roads, Bella. Hewing off.
How exactly do you mine ore?
Bloody hell. Have you never seen a yakka graft, kid? You take a kevel and ding away at the rock till it crumbles. And don't croak from the stithe.
How do you get the ore outside?
Same way it's hewed. In the dart and in coves. Once you get out by with the cough, you get a tally. And you can get back in by.
How much do you get for your work?
I'll tell you, man. Them deputies up at bank make a howfin' pile of chink. But us buggers, the ones doing all the graft, we earn a pit.
Can you give me a more specific number?
Sometimes, not even half a grosh and a cough. That's new.
I wonder, how much...
That depends on how much ore you howk out of this or that face.
How much did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
Listen, kidder. And why do you need to know that for? Them numbers won't be useful to nobody.
I really need to know it for my work. My treatise won't be complete without it. Est rerum omnium magister usus.
Aye, well, a clever head but a gawk-handed. It was a good gar on the Feast of St. Petronilla. Our yakkers hewed 36 corves.
Thanks.
Nah, thank ye. Now leave us to hew, Mara. We've got a lot of graft ahead of us. Take care. Jesus Christ.
Handmaid, be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary. And the word was made flesh.
Are you Foreman Paul?
Hey! You walk like a ghost, kidder. You gave me a bit of a fright there. Hold on. I don't know ye. Who are you? And what are you doing so deep in the pit?
My name's Henry. So I'm a student at the university in Prague. Are you praying? Why?
The day before the Feast of St. Petronilla, a kidder was hawking here. Young jaybird, a young'un. We dinged the berg, set it ablaze, all good. He took a mell, battered the fault, and the props spangued. It all came crashing down on him. Done him right in, it did.
That's awful. Sorry about your friend.
He weren't just me marrow. He were my blood. He kept begging me to take him on a shift, saying he was strong as a horse. Wouldn't have taken her like. And now...
Will you answer my questions?
You're a bit hasty, man, eh? Will you pray with me for his soul one last time?
I won't pray.
Why not?
I didn't know him. Feels a bit inappropriate.
He was a youngster like you.
I'm not gonna pray, and that's that.
If you won't honor poor Jaybird's memory with me.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
Fuck off.
I just need to ask you something.
You've got no manners.
Sir Christian sent me. He's your superior.
All right, all right. Ask away, man.
What is the work of a miner about?
What it's about? It's about hewing the face and hauling the ore to the banking proper graft that. Can be redodged.
Are deaths in the mine common?
Aye, but every death in the shaft is a waste. Unfortunately, we still bury a yakker or two a month, you know.
How is the ore mined?
First, we have to survey the shaft and find ore. Then the place gets scored and set ablaze. We set up timber around. The hewers take their tools and start dinging rock and hewing ore.
How much do you make doing this?
Depends on how much we hawk. how hard the rock is. It's not really worth it, though. Half a grosh and a corf isn't much of a fight.
So how many corves did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
That weren't a good day. Nobody was in the mood, but even so, we managed to hawk 30 corves.
That's all I need to know.
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived the Holy Spirit.
Humble respects.
I already know how many corves the crews extracted on the Feast of St. Petronilla. It was 100 altogether.
I see. Meanwhile, I looked in the mine book. How many do you think it says there?
I'd guess it's less.
Then you'd be correct. The book lists 90 corves extracted. That means 10 corves of ore disappear each day. But nobody could just come along and take them. We keep a close watch on everything. The unreported corves must be going out to smelting works with the rest of the ore. That means...
What does it mean?
That this is fraud of colossal proportions, and that Foreman Fett and Herman the ore merchant are in it up to their ears.
What about Vavak?
I still think the trail will lead us to him, but we know too little so far. You need to talk to Fett and Herman first. Being involved in the theft of silver is a capital crime, so it should make sure to promise them no one will know about their crime. You can mention my name. When you've talked to them, come back to me and we'll figure out...
We need to talk, Herman.
And who might you be?
Henry. But that's what Christian sent me. We found some discrepancies in the mine book.
Discrepancy?
How do you explain that the miner has extracted 100 corves of ore on the Feast of St. Petronilla, but the book only says 90?
If it says 90, there must have been 90.
In that case, someone else must be lying.
Or someone just cannot count. Why are you bothering me with this? Foreman Fett counts the corves here. Go and talk to him instead.
Don't tell me you don't count them too. You wouldn't pay for more corves than there really were.
Do you have any idea how much ore passes through my hands? Besides, miners can lie and say they extracted more than they did. They like to show off.
All three crews agreed to report more. Look, you don't have to be afraid to tell the truth. Me and Sir Christian agreed to settle the matter quietly. We're not going to punish anyone.
I am... It was Fett's idea. He came to me saying we were going to deliver more corves to the smelters than we would report, and I would get paid for it. It was going well. I have always paid for what we put in the book. Then I got some geld from Fett on the side. On the Feast of St. Petronilla, nobody at the smelting works cared at all.
How long has this been going on?
Several months. Maybe half a year. About since Sigismund arrived.
Is Ulrich Vavak behind this?
The Mint Master? I have no idea. I am a mere assayer. I have never...
Sir Christian and I agreed to investigate the matter in secret, so just act like nothing's going on. Keep doing what you're doing. We don't want to scare off the people who are actually responsible. You understand?
Yeah.
A word, Foreman.
Who are you, and what do you want?
I'm Henry. Sir Christian sent me. I need to discuss a delicate matter with you.
Don't tell me one of the yak...
I'm afraid it's a little worse than that. We found some discrepancies in the mine book.
Let Sir Christian handle it then.
But you're the one counting the corves of ore.
Your point being?
I learned that the miners extracted no less than 100 corves on the Feast of St. Petronilla, but the mine book says 90.
Do you think the yakkers know how to count? They're blockheads. And they like to show off. I'm sure they just exaggerated. Anyway, what's it to you? Did the steward send you to snoop around? Don't you know? I work for Vavek, the mint master himself. I'm under his protection.
Aye, there's no point in denying it. Herm...
Bloody snitch.
He had no choice. If you tell me everything you know right now, you'll go unpunished. I can guarantee that in Sir Christian's name.
Keva. As soon as I was made head gaffer, Amara, who works at the smelting works in Grund, came to me. He said someone wanted to talk to me. So I met this fella in the tavern in Grund, and he told me how it all works. How to cook the books like. He told me the trick was not to report some of the extracted ore. He made it very clear if I didn't play along, I could have an... There was nothing I could do.
Who was that fella from the smelter who came to you?
He never told me his name, even when I asked. He's a tall bloke, stocky. I don't scare easy, but this bloke was terrified.
How long has this been going on?
For some time now, definitely. I heard even former head gaffer Kircher was in on it too.
Where can I find him?
You can't ask. They say he was drunk.
Who pays you on the side? You have to pay the miners for what they actually extracted.
I get the extra chink from the smelting works. It's enough for the yakkers.
Do you think the mint master, Ulrich Vavak, is behind this?
I don't know. I've got naught bad to say about Vavak. He says if Christian gives us hassle, he'd sooner replace him than me.
All right. Just carry on as if nothing's happened. No one must find out. Christian won't give you any trouble, nor will anyone else. Is that clear?
Clear as a bell, Mara.
I talked to Fett and Herm...
And? Did they confirm?
They did. I mean, I made them.
Did you tell them to keep quiet and act as if nothing's happened?
I did.
Let's see what we've got so far. Those 10 unreported corves leave for the smelting works from here. You'll have to go and look around, and talk to the owner, Buresh.
How so?
Buresh is a very cautious and clever man. I reckon he won't be happy to have someone snooping around his property. But he's the only one who can give you permission to walk round the smelt...
Something like your letter of safe conduct?
Like I said, it won't be easy. Nevertheless, I found a way you could gain his trust, at least a little. You'll pretend to be a nobleman interested in buying some smelting works, who'd like to...
A nobleman this time, then.
But be careful. Buresh won't be as easily fooled as the simple pitman here. You'll have to dress like a real nobleman. That means no plate armor, or, God forbid, bloody rags. But listen, don't carry a weapon. Buresh has a morbid fear of someone threatening him. That's why he has a bodyguard with him, at all times. You must come to him dressed to the nines and act impeccably, so as not to arouse the slightest suspicion. In short, be charismatic.
What should I wear?
Like I said, some decent... If you don't have anything of the sort, if you're charismatic, and make sure you wash up before you go. You can't...
What else should I know about the smelting works before I go?
In the smelting works, ore from the mines is crushed, ground, then they give part of the silver to the king for the minting of groschen, and so...
What should I know about it?
He's the slyest fox of them all. He started to prosper soon after, and now he's doing better and better. But whether that means he's involved in something shady...
I got it.
Here, I've written you a letter of introduction to Ted. I reckon he won't be thrilled, but he won't turn you down. Ask him discreetly, in passing, how many corves he took from our mines on the Feast of St. Petronilla. If my guess is correct, it should be 90. It still doesn't prove you could get something out of the workers. One of them is when you're in the smelting works, keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure something is going on there. Good luck, Henry.
Greetings, Master Buresh.
Nice clothes. You've got good taste.
Thank you, Goodman. Likewise, Christian of Pisek sent me. I'm supposed to give you this letter with his testimonial.
Skalitz, you say? That's where the royal mines are. Am I right?
You are. Unfortunately, the mining has ceased since King Sigismund's attack.
That truly is a... Christian writes that your family is interested in running a smelter. But I'm not selling any.
Well, I'd still be interested in buying one. Perhaps I could change your mind.
I doubt it. I'd be a fool to give up a profitable business. But if you like, you can visit one of my operations. I'll allow you that much. With this letter of safe conduct, you'll be able to move around unfettered. The guards will recognize my seal. But I don't want you disturbing the workers with any unnecessary question.
Can you tell me what happens with the mined ore in this?
We weigh in the delivered ore and crush it so that it can be... Roasting mainly separates sulfur from the ore. Then the roasted material is smelted in the furnace and the slag is separated. It's then cast into bars that can be sold.
How many corves of ore do you process here per day?
We don't measure in corves here. I have several ore merchants working for me. They buy ore from various mines. When they deliver it here, we don't measure it by the corf. We process a large amount here. Up to several...
How much silver does that make?
That, of course, depends on the quality of the ore. We process 20 quintals of ore usually yield about a pound of raw silver. That then yields a harivna of... We can make between 100 and 200 harivnas.
Can any silver go missing from here?
That's impossible. Everything is carefully weighed and recorded. Every step is counted and checked. Besides, molten silver is rather hard to steal. Once it's cast into bars, we keep them safe under lock and key.
How many corves were delivered from Horshan, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
Why from Horshan?
I visited the mine there. They told me they'd extracted quite a large amount.
You're lucky. I have an excellent memory. It was a lot indeed. 90 corves.
God be with you, Goodman.
Don't forget, and above all, mind you don't have an accident. See you later.
My respects.
What does your job actually entail?
You mean smelting? Well, in the scrusher, we scrush the ore brought from the map. Then we shovel charcoal in till the stone gets... We do that over and over in the other foot.
How do you like working in the smelter?
I can't complain at all, sir. We get a nice pile of chink from the yield, and we're dry and warm.
What can you tell me about Master Buresh?
I can't complain about him, sir. He's an honest bloke, and he pays us well. From what I've heard from the other smelters, it's a lot worse elsewhere, like.
Have you noticed anything suspicious around here?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I graft all day.
Does any silver go missing from here?
Here? In what smelter? That would mean some of our lads are involved. Look, Sonny, I don't want anything to do with this. Have a chat with Shimo over there. He's not afraid of anything.
Are you the fella they call Shima?
You have no business being here. What do you want?
I'm told you know something about the silver that keeps going missing from the smelters.
Me? I don't know what you were told. Meet me outside in a while. Now you better get out of here before the guards see you. Fuck. I have to have a piss. You take over here, lads. I'll be right back.
My respects.
Well, can you talk now?
Who are you, fella?
I'm Henry.
Pleased to meet you. Why are you here, Henry? Surely you didn't come to investigate the theft of silver on your own accord?
That's right.
Why should I talk to you about such things? How can I know it's not a trap?
I'm no threat to you. I won't mention your name to anyone. All I need is for you to point me in the right direction. That's all.
All right. I'll trust you. Listen up. It's Volkmar. He's the head smelter. He's worked with us for years. Recently, he bought stables here in Grund, out of the blue. The entire stables. Where do you think he got the money? It's all very suspicious, because he's the one. If you want to find out where the silver keeps going missing, go to him. I'll bet you he knows a thing or two about it. But be careful, and keep a weapon close. People like him can be vicious.
Thank you. What does your job entail?
Here in the smelter, the horse. If I could.
How do you like working?
It's a shitty fucking job. You're always breathing stive from the. Well,
what can you tell me about Master Buresh?
Listen, all folks like him care about is lining their purses. They don't. On the other hand, I don't think it's any better anywhere else.
What happens to the silver from the smelting works?
The bars are kept under lock and key in a safe place until a merchant, only the owner of the smelter and a handful of select people have access.
Are you Volkmar?
I'm not.
Horseshit. I know these stables are yours.
You must be the snoop who's sticking his nose.
I beg your pardon?
Well, well, well.
Don't think we don't know you've been snooping around. We've had our eyes on you ever since you came to Grund. Fortunately, Master Buresh warned me about you in time. Your investigation ends. Right here and now.
You shouldn't have stuck your nose in here, pal. Grund is ours.
Take him down!
Have you gone insane? You want to attack a nobleman? I suppose you have no idea who's behind me. You won't avoid punishment.
You're really a nobleman? But that's... Oi! Where are you cowards running to? You're mine! Come on then! Ah!
Now, spill the beans. You're responsible for stealing the king's silver?
Not me. It's Buresh. If I didn't play along with him, I'd lose my job. All my life. It's true. As Volkmar is my name.
Take it from the beginning.
As head smelter, I test the quality of the silver that's been smelted every day. I have unrestricted access to it. One day, Buresh came to me and said he had an offer for me. He gave me his man to assist me. I'd take some of the king's silver bars and add them to Buresh's yield. The books were cooked, so no one found out anything. Everything was going well. A few weeks later, he sent me to the mines. I was supposed to make a deal with the new foreman, Fett, and pay him off. In the end, I had to force him to go.
Why didn't Buresh take the silver himself? Why did he need you?
The Mint Master's men watch over the transport of the king's silver. They take turns. Buresh had it all figured out.
Moving on, where does the unreported silver go?
There are mined-out shafts near Old Kutna, where nobody ever goes. Buresh has a secret mint in one of them.
Did Buresh ever mention that Mint Master Vavak was involved in it?
Not in front of me. Maybe his guard, Little Neri, knew something. But you won't be able to ask him anything anymore.
They counterfeit coins in there?
I suppose so. But what they actually do there, I've no idea. Buresh only told me about the mint a while ago. He wanted to send me there for some reason, so...
Give me the map.
Yeah, if you take the road to Old Kutna, you'll reach the place where the abandoned shafts are. The entrance to the mint is... somewhere around there. Look here. Can I ask you, why are you doing this anyway?
For King Wenceslas. He may be in captivity, but he won't be there forever. He doesn't deserve to be robbed.
That sounds like a noble cause. Well, now you have the map, and since I told you everything, will you let me go? Please? I know I wanted to. Please let me go. Please.
I'm quite sure you have coin. So pay up, and you'll be free.
Here, take it all. Thank you. I'll go to Kuttenberg and get fixed up there somehow. And if we meet again, you're a good, merciful man. God be with...
Ka! 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 Quick! Quick! Ka! Ka! Go!
Whoa!
Can't be here.
Well, are you going? Away with ya! Clear off! You come to strolling here. Well, are you going? Away with ya! Get moving! Come on now! You've no business here. Out! I'm telling you for the last time! Leave!
Well. Look who's here. I knew from the start you didn't come to the works for nothing. But I underestimated you, an embarrassing mistake. I reckoned you wouldn't find anything, and even if you did, little Neri was supposed to get rid of you.
It turned out the other way round.
Congratulations. What to do with you now, snooper? We could come to a reasonable agreement underground. No one will hear you scream.
Are you trying to offer me something?
If you're reasonable, I'd be willing to pay a tidy sum for your silence.
I need evidence that Ulrich Vavart von Neuhaus is involved in this whole affair.
The Mint Master? That's not true. Wouldn't you rather discuss the price of your silence?
You can't buy me, Burresh.
That's the wrong answer. He can't leave here alive! Finish him!
Come on, then!
Now you're gonna get it!
These days, no one's ever read.
Show your stuff!
Have you had enough, Burresh?
Mercy!
Underground, no one will hear you scream.
No, please. I'll give you anything you want. Just let me live.
You know very well what I want from you.
But I really don't know anything.
Stop lying to my face. Out with the truth.
The whole thing was Ulrich's idea. As soon as he became Sigismund's Mintmaster, he got cocky and began to abuse his... He grabbed anything he could get his hands on, took away mining rights from anyone who opposed him. Anyone who wanted to keep his station had... So he came to me one day with the idea that some of the royal silver might not reach the king at all.
Why did he come to you?
The citizens of Kuttenberg didn't like some blow-in turning up to replace Peter of Pisek. And they were even less happy when he started giving them trouble. I'm a stranger here too. I've never had it easy here. Think what you will, but I like Vavag better than all them Rutards, Piseks, and the...
So you agreed to help him?
Did I have any other choice? He'd destroy me and find someone else. I hate to say it, but he knew.
Wasn't he afraid of Sigismund?
Sigismund came here for the silver. He doesn't care how it gets to him. He trusts the Mintmaster he installed. And he's got no way of knowing something's going missing along the way. Unless...
What was his plan?
Surprisingly simple. Bribe anyone who kept records of mining and processing to cook the books. And to keep the Mintmaster free of suspicion, he put me in charge of this. In the end, it wasn't even that hard. No one had the slightest problem with earning something on the side of the king's expense. And when somebody got cold feet...
What are you doing with the stolen silver?
Stolen? Such an ugly word.
Whatever.
It's used to mint groschen.
Genuine? I don't get it.
It's simple, really. Our coiners work with genuine coin dies. We're producing beautiful, new, and especially... No one can tell they're not from the Italian court.
About the evidence?
Yes?
I need some proof in my hands. Something that proves Vavart's involvement in the scheme beyond any...
And I can count on you to make sure my name is never mentioned? Will you give me your word?
How much will you pay me?
How much do you want? You're skinning me here. But all right then. I hope you're happy and that I have nothing to fear from you. Here's the key to the chest. You'll find everything you need there. It's behind that door, in the coiner's room. The key to it is right here on the table. You'd better not talk to the coiners. They're an odd bunch.
Is that all?
Aye. Everything.
I'm sure you have something else. Don't tell me you and Vavak didn't exchange letters, for instance.
You must be the devil himself. Here it is. But I'd appreciate it if you kept it to yourself. I'll be on my way. I won't say it was nice to meet you, because that wouldn't be true. I hope we never see each other again.
Farewell.
They'll let us go, though. We know too much.
Brother, keep your head up. All will be well. Watch what you're doing. Now you've minted it all crooked.
I'm here to help you.
What are you doing here?
Get out of here. If the guards catch...
You don't have to worry about the guards. I took care of them.
What about Master Buresh?
I talked to Buresh. I reckon he'll be on his way now. Heading somewhere far, far away.
What?
I came to get evidence against Mint Master Vavak.
There are some books in that chest over there, but it's locked.
Leave that to me. I still need the genuine coin die from you. There's another...
Everything we do here is clean.
Except you're minting using stolen silver.
How are we to know where it comes from? It's none of our business.
We're just pawns.
Nobody's saying any different. Like I said, I'm here to free you. The guards are dead. You're free to leave.
Hang on, that's...
It's just the books you're after, isn't it? Well, so take them and go.
We won't tell nobody nothing.
Why don't you want to leave?
We're just supposed to stay here.
And we're told not to go far. The Mint
I'll take care of Vavak. You have my word. With the evidence I'll bring against him, he'll be finished. When I'm done with him, you'll be the last thing on his mind.
You reckon... it's really safe?
I'm sure of it.
So?
Then we could...
I don't know.
Me neither.
Free!
Free!
I got the evidence against Mint Master Vavak.
Really? Let me see.
Here. His handwritten records of the whole scheme.
There are names, amounts paid, mines, smelting works, yields. I'll be damned. This is perfect, Henry. This could wipe him out for good. Where did you find this?
Vavak had a secret mint where coins were minted from the silver they stole. That's where he kept the books.
He obviously had it all worked out to the last detail. Remarkable. Did you have any trouble getting it?
I had a bit of a disagreement with the guards, so I killed them.
Sacre! Well, I suppose it was to be expected someone would be guarding the secret mint. I hope that's all that happened.
No. That's all.
Thank God. There's one more thing. Was there anyone else in that mint?
There were some coiners being held prisoner.
Jesus Christ.
Vavak locked them up there to work for him.
My God. He really is an unscrupulous monster. Did you let them out?
I did, but it took some persuading. They were afraid.
Thank God for that. When you talked to them, did you see a coin die anywhere?
They gave it to me quite willingly.
I'm curious. Let me see.
Here.
What the? It's genuine! That means all the groschen minted from the silver stolen by Vivak are absolutely clean! In any case, we uncovered something big, Henry. But I'm afraid no matter what Master Buresh told you at the mint, no one will believe us.
Luckily, I've got this. A letter from Vavak to Master Buresh. He actually gave it to me willingly, for letting him go.
This really is the last piece of the mosaic. But be that as it may, we know enough. I've been thinking it all over while you were gone. The scheme Master Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus has been running under our... But it's also one of the... With those books in Rittard's hands, Vivak won't remain long in his post. And it's now pretty clear who will replace him. To many people.
I'm listening.
I knew you'd understand. Everything would stay the same. Entering false figures in the books, processing the ore in the works, a secret mint. Only there would be a... change in management. I'll have to find replacements for Fett and Hammond in the mines. A miner jumps at coin.
What happened to Herman and Fett?
Not long after you left, Herman disappeared. They saw him on the road to Grunt, and they found Fett on the spoil tip with a
You think it's related?
Who knows? Maybe Herman told someone you were snooping around and that Fett talked. Things like that can get you killed.
Shit.
They're both gone, and now I have to deal with it. I'll have to arrange a deal with Master Buresh. But knowing him, he won't be opposed to a reasonable agreement. And I'll take care of the coiners myself. Nothing really changes for you. You can blackmail Vivak all you want, but keep your tongue tied about the whole scheme. I've got a little something here for you, as a bonus. And I'll give you something extra for the genuine coin die. All you have to do is nod.
I'm no thief.
This isn't theft, Henry. It's business. A mutually beneficial arrangement that will also help the Lord's efforts to stand up to Sigismund. You understand that, right?
It's theft. I want no part in it.
Who do you think you're helping, eh? You think you're a hero?
My conscience.
You'll never get an offer like that again in your... But, so be it. It's none of my business. Here's your books, and here are the copies of the books from the mines and the smelting works for comparison.
Thank you.
It should help the Rutards. Or maybe not. I'm not sure it was all worth it. Now leave me alone, please.
Bye.